Big A4 square plate.
Lovely.
We need to read the word groovy in the top right hand corner. As I said previously, most of our groovy plates are line art, where it's sort of like a solid line. This is just made up of all dots.
Such a pretty concept.
It is.
And it's nice to work in a different way as well.
It is, and it's just as therapeutic, I find, for myself, just pressing into those dots.
And there are little tricks that we can do. You can press into the dots. You can, for your larger, expansive work, we can do a little run if we want.
Absolutely, yeah. So what we're going to do, I've used our Pico dies to cut out a circle. Okay. And the circle just happens to fit perfectly within that frame.
Dies. Instant Pico effect.
They are, yeah. And we've finally got the squares back into stock as well.
Oh,
so check those out on the website.
Okay.
So we've taken the circle and we've just die cut. Okay.
Now, this plate.
I'm working with, if I wanted to do the outer frame first, okay, there's nowhere really for me to attach my piece of parchment.
Right.
So this is where the plate mate for A4 square grids comes into play.
Okay.
So it comes in two parts, like so. So when you get it, you'll receive it like that. Okay. And the reason being is because obviously it goes through the letterbox more easily. And it's unlikely to get broken.
Nice. But we have got the...
You also have the extender. Yeah, Mr. David Clarity. So when you put it around your A4 square plate, like so, you've got that lovely frame. But if you're using some of our A4 plates, then this is where the extender bars come into play. Okay. You also get the groovy tabs with it, and you also get an A4 square design plate in the middle as well.
Nice.
Okay. So what we're going to do... Let's just pop that towards that. And that was really popular when we launched this Christmas collection.
We'll just give you a sneaky peek of what you're getting there. So here's a picture and you can see it. I mean, that is just wall to wall.
It is.
Detail.
And it doesn't really, because you can see how it's folded in half. There we go. That's it in full size. So you imagine trying to get, it wouldn't go through your letterbox, would it?
And also, like you say, more likelihood that it's going to
turn up in pieces.
£32 and 37 pence your price there. 077430 your item number.
Okay. So what we're going to do first, I've die cut. I'm on my black mat. I'm going to wipe with the tumble dryer sheet. Now what I'm doing, because I've already Pico cut, if I try and run that along, the tumble dryer sheet catches. So I'm just going to push out from the middle of the circle. Okay. Now I often say, but never do, wipe your piece of parchment all over first and then die cut it.
Right.
Because then you haven't got to worry about catching the edges. Okay. So we're going to bring that into play. And now what we're going to do is we're going to position our circle. But when you look, now that I've done this, you've got that frame around the outside. You've got this one here. There's so many different frames that you can choose. And for me, that's the beauty of the groovy system, that you can pick and choose the different elements.
Well, it's a similar concept to nesting die.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you've got
lovely, yeah, that's right. So we're going to hold that in place like so. I'm going to use my groovy tabs from the accessories kit. Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on. And I'm going to take my groovy guard that also comes with the...
Essential kit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes with the parchment, you get the guard.
So now all we're going to do, I'm using the number 2 tool from the starter kit, and all I'm doing is just pushing into the dots. I don't need to think about the design, okay? I can just follow. And this is where I can choose. Now, last month, for those of you that tuned in last month, there was a couple of tips. So Linda said what you can do is you can just gently rub over, okay? And just go over it a couple of times. And what happen will, definitely with the number 2 and not the number 1. If you do it with the number 1, you're likely to scratch the parchment. So using the number 2 tool, and you can just, what you'll do, the tool is then just gently moving into those dots, because that's the beauty of the groove system. If I go over here, nothing's going to happen. Okay, but I quite like the fact that you can just press in, and all of a sudden, it starts to come to life. Okay, and it's just, see, I know now my voice is slowing down, not waffling so much now.
You missed the last hole on the
Did I miss it? Yeah, see, that's great. See, it's because I can go back in, and if I have missed bits, what you'll find is it also slots back into place as well.
It's a very clever design. I kind of feel like it's the groovy version of pointillism.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it must have taken Linda a while to sort of come up with the designs. And the dots are of varying sizes, so what it does, it gives sort of like a natural sort of shading type of effect as well. Okay, so all we're going to do, it doesn't take long once you get going. So you just push into those dots. So what we'll do, we'll complete this snowdrop here, and then you'll see how easy it comes to life. Sound like a hypnotist now.
I've got to tell you, a quarter of the stock has gone for this stunning, and it truly is a stunning collection. And I kind of feel that Groovy has such a fan base there. It's a community, and everyone's very supportive and showing, and you collect. So if you are on your journey with Linda Williams this year, this collection is the second installment, and what a beautiful way to embrace that work. Just seeing what Paul's done in a very short space of time, but it's a unique concept, being able to have that pointillism art, we're calling it the dotted cross stitch, which is such a clever concept, and it's only the second time you've seen this, but when we launched it as part of our Christmas collection last month, my goodness, it was very busy. You can get it individually. I have to say, though, the majority of you are going for that complete collection and taking advantage of the £14.90 saving. 934-871, the item number for your new and exclusive. Now, I want to put this into context. 25% of the stock's gone. We're 19 minutes into the show, and here's the worrying thing. Paul's got another show later on at 8. Whether we still got stock, Paul?
Okay, so what we're going to do, let me just show you how you can just pick and choose elements of the design as well. So all we're going to do now, when you look at the design, you've got this sort of like double frame.
Yeah.
Okay. Now all we're going to do is just choose parts of it. Okay, and we're just going to gently press in. Okay. So this, with the dotted cross stitch effect, it does take a little bit longer than doing a traditional groovy plate. Because normally it's sort of like a solid line and you would trace out. But with this, I think the results on this type of style is absolutely amazing. So all you're going to do, but now, this could just be the corner of a design.
I know, that's pretty.
Okay.
No, I kind of feel, and I mean this in a good way, but it will make anyone look like a professional, no matter what your standard.
I've always said it, and I'll always continue to say it, there is no skill required in order to get the line art, whether it be using the dotted cross-stitch effect or the traditional groovy plate.
As long as we
because if you can hold a pen, then you can use the system. And over the years, we've had viewers that have invested in the starter kit. They've had it for less than a week, and they've sent images in of cards they've made, and there's no way that you could tell whether I've traced it out and made it, or whether the viewer at home's done it.
Well, Barbara describes it as a bus journey.
Yeah.
So you start off, your first bus stop will be your line art, and you can choose to stop there initially. But then as you progress on your groovy journey, you start embracing your white work, your colouring, your cut work. It's such a great craft because there's so much to grow into.
Do it if you want to, and that's the thing, that there's no rules to say, right, you're starting off on this journey and that you want to, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. No one's saying you've got to do anything. Every Tuesday on Facebook and YouTube, I do Groovy Tuesday. And if you go back to episode 1, we're on episode, I think it's about 105, 106. Go back to episode 1. And we go through, we spend several weeks just working on what's in the starter kit.
It really is worth doing that. And you can find the starter kit on our website. And you can imagine a brand new craft, a brand new hobby for around about the £60 mark. We're just going to pause the proceedings for a moment, and we